welcome back everyone. We're finally getting on those buckets.
It's about damn time, boy.
That I was talking about. I showed the green back seat quite a while ago, but we're getting ready to get on these buckets. It's a green material here. I'll have some top aerial footage of it once we get to cutting and doing it, but let me turn you this way. So it's just like a high back bucket. They're out of, older GMs or whatever, they had them back then.
Smash
But we're going to
like.
do it like the back one was. It's going to have the piping around it with the pleats in the middle. And so basically there'll be some top sewing, I think there was, but mainly the piping, and the pleats in it. So we'll get right on it. We ain't gonna waste no time here. I want to get these things done. So let me get set up here and I'll bring you guys right back. I'll get the cameras angled to where we need them at and we'll get going on it. Okay, our pleats are going to be 5-inch pleats. Well, 4-inch pleats, but ½ inch on each side for the sew together. And there is double stitching on those, double top stitch, so French stitch. I'm sorry. So we'll go ahead and get 5 by 13, 10, 15. I'm going to try to get, because I believe we can get more than this side to side. 10, 15. Okay, let me get my ruler. I'm going to draw them out first and then we'll cut them. I was just going to strike them or cut them out with the roller, but you always got to come down below the mark, so the width of your chalk. Okay, now I said 13. Whoop. So, oh yeah, we'll get both seats. So 13, 13, 26, or let's go 13 again. Yeah, so I don't have to waste. I can wipe that stuff back off. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
You never do, kid.
Okay, now let's get our handy dandy. I'm gonna cut it this way first. Now we can go on our marks. Hopefully I hit that. Yep. I'm gonna cut this and get it out of the way. No, we'll use some of this other for the sides and the front piece. I'm sure we'll be all right. Okay, let me go ahead. Actually, let me see. I just got to cut this down the center. No, we got to cut them all out because we're doing, French stitch. If I was just doing top sewing, we would just follow our lines, or sew on our lines, I'm sorry. As long as you got close to ½ inch on both sides to sew. All right, so there's our pieces. Let me turn you around, I'll show you what I'm doing here. Okay, so what we'll do, these will go in here. Of course they'll be padded. They go in there, and then we'll have our sides and a front piece, and then these sides. Of course that'll have piping around the outside, piping. We'll try to do something with this here. I'll try to put a little foam in there, or padding. It's kind of crappy, so. All right, I'm gonna glue these on the foam and get them ready to sew off camera. And when I'm sewing, I'll bring you back here shortly. All right, let's get this sewing. So I'm basically coming in about a 1/2 inch. That's what I was talking about. You want to leave about a 1/2 inch on both ends. Hopefully we can do this without this thing coming off out of gear. I'll have to, like I said, I'll have to show you guys what it does. It's like a little pin that pops out. Actually, we'll do 2 and 2, do the top sew, and then do them together so we don't have too much bulkiness. All right, now hopefully we don't run out. I don't want to deal with that today.
Deal with it!
I'll do one and check it. Now on this, instead of flipping them both over one way, you got to do one way, one the other. I'll show you when we're done. Keep sliding it and flattening it out. The sucky part about this, I can't see that thread. I don't know where it's at as far as, we got about a little less than half. Now I got my thread messed up. I'll show you here in a second what I mean by the flatten them out one way. And all I'm doing is I'm trying to keep the side of this foot in the middle on both sides to try to keep a straight line, straight as I can anyways. There it goes. Man, I don't know what's going on with this thing. It just can't be right. Yeah, it's completely jammed up in there now. Never had so many problems. Never. Unbelievable. Yeah, there's thread jammed everywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and put, well, we don't got a new one. We got a couple of, well, we'll just use this. It does have half of a, I think I can get at least these 2 more done. I'm gonna start a new bobbin now. No, but we do have a couple of halves, so we'll wait on that. Hang on, let's do this first. Oh, I wanted to show you that. Let me do this one real quick and I'll show you. Got sidetracked on this. I didn't know if it was sewing or not. Okay, here's what I meant by that. See, one goes that way, one goes this way now. Before, we'd put them both one way and just do a single top stitch. But look how nice that French stitch looks. Let's call it a French stitch. All right, let's put these 2 together, and then we'll do the last Frenchy on here. I was gonna try something else as far as continuing with this. I used to use a piece of material and continue it out. That way it stays sewn. I need to maybe do that with this machine, and it might help it. Like I said, I do like this thing. I just can't stand that deal. And if there's anybody out there that does auto upholstery or industrial sewing that uses one of these or has used one of these, you can give me a pointer on what I should try to do to get it to stop doing that. Please tell me in the comments. Because like I said, when I called the people I got it from, they acted like I was talking space language, something they've never heard before. I think because they're a FAF dealer, and of course they're going to talk very, very well about it. I mean, they had the Jukis there, they had the Consos there, they had everything there, but I think this was their main thing that they like to sell. We're going to keep on going until this runs out. Hopefully it's not on the top. But there's all 4 of them. There's our centers. Yeah, so they sold all the different types, but I think FAF was what they really like to push. Which that's cool. And like I said, it runs good, it's quiet. I'll tell you one thing.
What? Tell me.
I don't have to oil this as much as my Conso. as far as it staying like quiet and oiled on me. That I do know.
Good for you.
I mean, that thing is like a train over there if you don't oil it. But, I mean, I'm going to get it cleaned up and working. It is working. I just got to clean it up, but I'm going to get it cleaned up and start using it again. That way you guys can see that I don't ever have any issues out of it. It's sitting over there with all that dirt and dust on it. I feel bad about it. I feel like I'm neglecting it. The one that treats me right, and I treat it bad. Go figure. Shame on me.
You bad boy.
Now watch this thing run out. Try to keep an eye on it. I'm trying to get it to run out so I can use this bobbin. I don't want to pull another one out and then have 20 of them out here that I don't need. I'm being real risky here. I mean, there is like I said, you can tie it on the bottom, so it's not like a big. I don't know what it done. Did I run out? I don't know if it's doing it or not. I think it's sewing. Yeah, sounded funny. Where we going? Do we go one more? Let's do it. I just got a feeling it is about ready. Get out of there. I'm gonna be shocked. I doubt we can get the last one together, but hope maybe this might be the last there. Holy guacamole, right? Let's put these together. I'm not real concerned about the back side. It's the top stitching that I hate having to go back through and fix it. I can't believe it. What do you say? Let's try one more. Oh boy. It's got a certain sound when it runs out. And sometimes it sounds like that. Even when it has thread in it. I can't believe this. Well, that just shows you that it goes a lot further than it looks. They do this French stitch a lot on the, if you go to the furniture stores now, the newer furniture, they have a lot of that, you know, okay, let's go set these up on the seats and make our side patterns. Okay, we got our piece on the seat there. Looks pretty good actually. It's going to be a cool seat. So we went extra on the sides because that way when we sew in our sides to it, this will be, we'll glue that down a little bit. Or I'll put a piece of, I'll show you this stuff on the inside of the sew there, and we'll hog ring it to the sides there. That's probably what we'll end up doing. That way it holds that down in there nice and tight. And then so when you pull it, this is all, you know, nice and sucked down into the sides there and tight. It ain't gonna be all like pulling up when you stretch it. Okay, so this one, there 4, so we'll go 5 there from edge to edge is 20, so 21, 2 5x21s. I should have brought a pad.
You are bad at math.
Let's write it on this. 2 5x21s. All right, these will go 5x17. So that's going to be edge to edge. We're not adding an extra there because we're going to sew to this front, and then we're going to make a piece for the back as well, another piece back here. And then we'll do our sides. You guys will see as we're doing it. So what did I say? 5x17. Let's double check this side. 17 puts us past a little bit. We could trim that. 17. Yeah, that would be 4, so 5. Okay. 17 by 5s.
Jibber jabber, jibber jabbering mumbo jump.
All right, let's get this out of our way. We might have, let's see what these are. I know these are 5s. So we can go 21 as our longest. Good. All right, so we'll go, here's gonna be our 21s. 21, 21, and then 17, 17. Good. We didn't need nothing extra, did we? Or different from what we already drew out here. All right, let's do, I'll break that chalk. I hate breaking it. Cut these off. And then we'll cut these in half. You know what? I need 2 more 17s. Yep, I'm gonna need 2 more 17s. I swear that's so crazy. Like I said, if I turn that off, I'll forget, then I'll miss every single one of my phone calls. So I just try to edit it out. Mr. Ed. Trying to hurry, that way these batteries and SD cards don't fill up. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna need 2 more 17s. These are gonna be our fronts. Yep, so I need 2 more 5x17s. I thought I had, what's this? Dang it. Okay. So, yeah, I had some extras from the back seat, but every one of them's not enough. So let's go. I hate doing this because now I gotta take a strip out. 5. Let's do 17. 17. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. These are the 2 bolsters. Bolsters is the humps on each side of your leg on your seat. But that's alright because on the back of the seat, our backs, this will probably, yeah, that's another 17, so we can probably use it somewhere. So really, it's not going to be a waste. I forgot all about that too. I'm just forgetting everything. Alright. There's our 2 other 17s. We'll keep this from, make sure. What did I do there? Oh, okay. There's a 17 within that, Steve. Actually, that could be a front too, or the top. Either way, either or. All right, let's, now what I want to do is, I want to use, and I don't know how much of this stuff I got. I might have some more headliner material over there. It works the same. This is 1/4 inch so foam, and I'm almost out of it. I used a lot on the back seats. Well, that's what I used all of it on. So let's see if we can utilize the best we can here. All right, so let's do the longer ones there. You don't really have to pad these, but I do because I want it to be just the extra, good feel on it. It makes it softer. It really does. It makes it nice. No matter how I do this, I'm gonna be, can't get one out of that. I'm just gonna have to use what I got and go get some headliner material when I need it, because this stuff's going to take too long to order, and this car has to get done for the Good Guy show. I think the guy's wanting to try to sell it there. All right, we'll cut this air on for a minute. Cut that freaking loud thing off. I like this 1/4 inch stuff too. You can use it for so much stuff. It's great on door panels and really all kind of stuff. You don't have to use that thicker stuff, but if you want to do like on the bike seats, make it stick out more like on the diamond patterns, you definitely want to do the thicker stuff. Funny part about it is the pricing on these are not much different from quarter to half. It is, but it ain't. I can go over it is definitely cheaper to order it from my supplier, but like I said, I can go down to Joann Fabrics and have a roll of headliner material that's almost like this stuff. Almost, I mean, because this has a little more density to it, where the headliner stuff is a little bit less denser. But when you put it on the seat, you can't tell the difference at all. So that's why I do that sometimes. I just go down and get 5 or 10 yards of black, get me through a job, till I can order me another 50-yard roll of this stuff, because it's better to buy this stuff by the 50 or 100 yards, which is quite a bit. We might have enough to do these, because I think I might have some scraps over there. So we got that for our backs of our bucket seats. We might be close. I like to get it done without having to go get any. I hate having to go and stop what I'm doing. It just eats up the rest of the day. That glue's a little wet. I'm trying to cut it while it's wet. And then I'm going to try to keep this side, or that middle, I mean. Never know, might be able to get one out of that. Come on. I'm always in too much of a rush, and then now I gotta clean my scissors instead of letting my patterns dry up a little bit. Then I won't have sticky glue on my scissors. And they do suck to clean, so it don't make sense why I don't wait. Okay. That's that. Let me set us up back at the sewing. I'll be back to you shortly. Okay, we'll get our sides on first, which this one is a little over, but that's okay. We'll get it trimmed up when we're doing our back piece. I'm gonna make this our front. Oh, we need some of this, you guys. I was just telling you about it too. These are gonna be our, do this like this. This is what we're gonna use to hog ring it down into the sides. I'll show you that when we're doing that. Have to keep that both on the... Now if we don't run out. Okay, what this does is, now when that goes down in that side of that seat, this will go down in there and we can hog ring that down into down inside there with hog rings, and it'll keep that down in there for us. Pretty cool. All right, this one goes even. Can't believe it's going to now, you watch. The run out is coming. I probably should have brought that back about an inch because the front piece is getting sewed on. That's all right, we'll just trim it. But I'm now just thinking about it. Still sewing, still going. We'll keep going then, buddy. Okay, now what we'll do is just trim this back a little. All right. Now we take our long one, open that bad boy up. Now normally, I probably should. Let me see something here. Let me just make 2 cuts here. Anywhere really, because it's me sewing it. Just so I know my centers here. All right, and let's do this too. Might as well do this too. We'll do it there, right on this sew, and right on this sew. Where'd you go? I know I cut you. Here it is. Okay, now what we got, I can start. Put that one right there, right on that where the 2 come together. That's my first mark, because we got just a little overhang there, but that's okay because we're going to be making our curves and stuff, so all that'll get cleaned up here in a few. Remember, open up your material there, just to make it less of a lump in your seat. Stay going, buddy. Stay going. Put these together. We made it. Man, I can't believe how far that's went. Okay, there is our part of our cover. And then we got our pull downs. So we'll make a little thin one for the back. That'll get trimmed there where it's, oops, I'm way out of camera. These will get trimmed so it's even with this. And then once we set this on our seat, we'll take a marker and we'll draw around the seat so we can get our curvature. And once we get all of this done, then we can start to make our sides, and then we'll put a bunch of registration marks where all that goes. This stuff will also go on the bottom, on the very bottom of the sides. That's how we'll hog ring it to the bottom of the seat, on both the part we sit on and our backs. So then we'll make our piping go around this part here. Piping will go around that. 3 almost. Let me try to lay one out, and so we can get it at least piped. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, show you what I've done here in a minute. I went ahead and cut our material out for our piping. I'm gonna sew these two together. And no, we haven't ran out of thread yet. Okay, so what we'll do here, I also went ahead and put our back on, the back piece on. I drew the front out, the curve. So what we'll do is we'll keep our split in the front. I'm getting ready to make it, and then this will go around. I'm just kind of getting an idea how much piping I want to make here. I don't want to waste too much of it, so about right there will give us a little bit of an overhang. And then I'll cut the same amount off this side. That should put us real good and close. Okay, now let's go ahead and make our piping. Oh, you know what? Well, let me see if this one will do it, how close it'll get. So I don't have to, yeah, let me change my foot over. Give me a few. Okay, we did run out of thread. I put the new foot on, and I went ahead and tried to start it, and as soon as I started it ran out. So it all worked out good. All right, so what we're doing here is we're making the piping. I don't know if I've made piping in front of you guys or not. This is how I do it. You can do this and not sew this twice if you know, some guys do that. Like do all this on the material as you're sewing it on the material, but I like to, it wastes a little more thread doing it this way, but that now I feel like I got a solid base to work with. I don't know. It might just probably be me, but that's just how I like doing it. I like making it first, and then I'll show you in a minute. We'll put it on. But there's nothing wrong with doing it the other way too. I've done it that way, but for some reason I gotta watch too much. I gotta put these together, watch my lines, make sure that's right, make sure that's good. I like to just simple. And this may not be simple to some people. It is to me. Okay, now let's go ahead. I want to try to get my center snipped here. All right, we got a center in it. Now I'm gonna try to keep this where it's, these are relief cuts, so it goes around the churn easier. Here's what I mean. I don't know if you can see that from there. It just makes it go around the curve nicer and easier. We'll put some more in it. I just want to get this back here where it needs to be at. Okay. Now, I'm going to start this back here. And then I'll double stitch it right here. Okay, good. Now, what we'll do, now we're off. And make sure I'm going to fall within here. I wanted to at least get one of these done today, just so you guys can see. I mean, one of these tops, anyways. And then we're right with our mark. See what I mean by, if I would have been doing this, putting the piping and doing all that, I would have had to been watching and doing and folding, and it's just, to me, it's more of a hassle. I don't know. This is so much easier. It's already ready. And you can buy piping already made to the color of the vinyl that you buy from the place that you buy it from. Most of them have each color of what you're getting it in. A lot of times it's just black, you know, or white, or simple colors. All right, and our new one's ready. I went ahead and threaded it. So now, these little pieces I left, it's kind of like when we did the diamond. I did that because I didn't want them to come apart on me until I got my what do you call it on? All right, let me put this seat up here so we can take a good look at this. And all right, here's what we got. This thing's weird. You think you turn it to the right and you'd be going the other way. Okay, so we got our this will follow the whole seat there once we put our other stuff on. I drew around all that. Once again, I'm gonna try to build that up some, and that'll go there. Now on the back, we'll have that other stuff that goes around. Probably just either a bare vinyl that goes wrapped clear across the back. That's probably what we'll have there. The sides will have the vinyl, and the very bottom will have that stuff that we just put right here. And these things will get hog ringed. There's a piece of wire down inside this seat. So I'll take my hog ring pliers and hog ring these first, then we'll stretch it over. So all that'll be nice and tucked in there. It'll be tucked in there so that this will all have a nice thing to it. So yeah, that's going to turn out pretty good there. All right guys, I think that's going to do it for today. I'm going to try to do a little bit of editing. I like to do a little work and a little editing each day. This is a lot of work. That's why I was telling you guys, hang on. Yeah, I like to do a little work and a little editing each time that I do this stuff. That way it's not as much on me. You know, each day I get off from my first job, where at first what I do in the mornings. So yeah, and it's all so time consuming, especially the editing. I can spend like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days just on one of these videos editing. I'd say probably if I was doing them full days, 2.5 to 3 days full days. And anybody that does this stuff will tell you, editing, especially if you take your time and make it look good for people, because some guys just put it all together and post it out there and that's the end of it. And everybody's fine with that. Some people are. So, but anyhow, that's about it for today. Like I said, I want to do a little bit of editing, and we'll get back with you guys tomorrow. Get some sides made for this. Try to get the bottoms finished up tomorrow, and then we'll just have to do our backs. And I can tell him to come grab the car, and he wants it with the seats. That way he's got some paint stuff to do to it, and then I'm going to help him put some carpet and headliner in it after he's done. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys, I got this marked out. We need a couple of 9x27s for the sides, and then we can pin them to the foam and then draw them out how we need them. And then we need to make a strip for the front of it. And then what we'll do is we'll sew them together, top stitch them, and then we'll make our marks around, you know, how we got to sew it on once we get our patterns made right. So I'm gonna cut a couple of the 9x27s. It's actually 9.5 by 27, ½ inch for the sew. Put that one too high. Okay. I'll have to do this for the other seat too. We'll get our patterns made off of this one, and then we'll make them for the other. Okay, that's trash. I need to get a new blade for that little thing. I love this little cutter.
Yeah, Mikey, I think he likes it.
Just a little dull. Okay, let's get our little nifty needles out. Bring this over here. I left a little bit longer in the back. That way, and then we'll sew our bottom. For this, it's going to be hog rings. So what I'm going to try to do is get the most we can on the bottom here. That way I got plenty to work with. All right, let me pin this one up here. That'll probably be our top edge anyways. This power's been flickering all day, but these guys have been working around here, so I'd say they're doing something. Hope it don't cut out on us. I can't go any further. That's going to be it. And I think our center one's going to go right. Yeah, we'll have enough. We'll have just enough. Okay, I'll show you what I'm doing here. So we'll clean this up too on the bottom where I'm going to sew this stuff. I'll show you. It's what I use the hog ring with on the bottoms. There's not a whole lot of areas of hog ring on this thing. And I can't remember what they had on the bottom of this. I think they had like these bands that came around or something that hooked into these areas. I'm gonna have to look at the old ones. But this cover is nothing like the old one because of the way they had like real bolstery effects in this stuff. Yeah, it's nothing like it. Okay, now there it is. I'm gonna take my marker. I'm gonna go around this edge here. Hopefully that top camera catches it. I'm gonna clean a lot of this foam up too and add some, fix it and stuff. Okay, now this is our line. That's the center. I'll come over ½ inch for the sew mark. And then let me do one on the outside with the chalk so I know where my line is. I don't know what I did with it.
Who's your butt if it wasn't attached to you?
Huh, where the heck did it go? Oh, here it is. Okay, so we're about right there. I put that about right there. I'm just kind of going to guess it, and then I'll add a 1/2 inch to that, and then we'll flip it and make the pattern for the other side. Once we're done, we'll put them back on, mark our seat, mark our top panel, and then we'll know exactly where to sew it. Okay, so this I'm going to come up about right in here somewhere. Get on there. Okay, now we'll take off roughly a 1/2 inch here. All right, so this essentially is our side pattern. There we go, like that, across the front, both of them, and then we'll have another piece that goes there and sews with these, which we'll do, then we'll put it all back on. So all I'm gonna do with this is, I'm gonna flip it around just like that. This one will cut right on the line. This is gonna be our other side. Okay, there's our side patterns. I need to take a measurement and cut one out for across the front. Cut that piece real quick, and then I'll set us over on the sewing machine so we can sew these up, and then we'll bring it back here, pin it to the seat, make all of our marks so we can sew it to our top piece. So be back in a few. All right, what we're gonna do here, we'll go ahead and sew this one on here real quick. As long as my top edge is close, or good, I mean. Leave it about a 1/2 inch. You see this way. Tighten this up a little bit. I forgot I started another bobbin. I made some little cool decals for the machine. I don't know if you guys can see it. Some little like hand stripe. I'm only going to do one top sew on these. I'm not going to French stitch them. Doesn't need it. One's plenty. We'll just put it right there. Okay. Let's get our other one on. And we'll get our top stitch, which is going to be, this one's going to be this way. I need to turn this around. That way they're both the same way. When you look at the front of the seat, you don't want to do one the other way and one the other way. Okay. All right. Let's go back over there. Back and forth, back and forth. Hang on one second. All right. I went ahead and traced out the ones for the other seat, just so we got them. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on first, best I can here. All right, I'm gonna try to keep my sew about down the center of each one of my sides right here. It's a little thicker now. Should fit right on it. Keep it a little bit tight. Good. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and make some marks. So I'm gonna mark the foam and the material. I don't know, every 4 or 5 inches should be good enough. I'll put these on the, so we'll make sure that and then we'll do one in the center. Right there's the center of the seat, so I'd say that's that. We know that's that. Right around mark there. I'm gonna try to keep these roughly in the same area on this side. I could flip it over and do that, but then I won't have no marks over here. So I'm sure there's a way people do that. I don't really. I'll just mark it here as close as I can. Try to get it right where we need it. And one more back here. Okay, so now we know where all our marks are in this. We can take this back off. I'll notch all those out. And then I'll set our cover, the top cover on here, and mark it. Right in there. Okay. Now we'll just chalk it. So we know right where that is that one. That's our other one. Other. And one more back here. Then we'll get these. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, notch these all out in the on the side and the cover. We'll get it back over there. Be back shortly. Okay, we'll go ahead and start at the back on this side. Actually, you know what? I forgot.
I always forget that part.
I'm gonna go ahead and I wanted to switch this out to my piping foot. So give me a minute. Okay. Now we're ready. Okay, got them all out. Only thing that sucks about that, when you do that, you got to pull out the little threads, or else you're going to be seeing it. You're going to be picking them out of the seat after the cover is made. So you got to make sure you get all them little things out. Yeah, my marks are off because when I got to the leaving the difference, I didn't tighten it up enough around the seat, so that's kind of my fault. But that's okay, because that's why I went back and started in the center and then refed it. That way, they're both going to fall the same now on both sides. I'll show you what I mean once we get over here, back to the seat. All right. All right, let's take it back over here. Okay. We're not going to put it on for good because we'd have to hog ring it down on these sides where we added these. And this is the same stuff we're going to add to the bottom of this once we get this cover on. But I just want to kind of see how it fits. It might give me a little problem since I don't hog ring it, but let's just see what it does. I can probably feed it a little bit. There we go. Okay, yeah, once our hog rings are in and get that thing back to where it needs to be at, we'll be okay. I just wanted to make sure we had all that okay. Good. All right. Well, there's about what's going to happen. I just wanted to show you guys. So now what we'll do is I'll probably go ahead and put a couple hog rings in it just to hold it where it needs to be at. And then I'll get my bottoms figured out so I can sew that stuff on it. Where am I going to hog ring it? And then I can put the other one together. And then we'll put all these together. I got to add some stuff in the back here to go around the back of this metal. I'll add another piece here and fold it over. I'm probably gonna have to take this loose, sew it into this, and then re-sew this back to that so it's all hidden within this piping, and then it'll fold back. Somehow we'll figure it out here when we get to that. I probably should have done that before I put that on there. Or I might just go across, I don't know. We'll see what it looks like, where I got to end it and stuff. But yeah, cool. We're getting there. I just wanted you guys to see that real quick. Nice. All right, it'll probably be tomorrow. Today's getting late, the end of the day actually, and then we'll get this stuff picked up tomorrow. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.